I want to talk a little bit about universal laws. Universal laws is really one of the only thing you really need to know, honestly, is universal laws. It's definitely, I don't know if I would say it's the only thing you need to know, although I did just say that, but I'm gonna take that back. But I'm gonna say it is the most important thing that you need to know and understand and live by and trust in universal laws, because these laws govern everything. Every experience you've had, are having, and will have in the future is all governed. Every one of them is governed by universal laws. Period. So, do you see why it's so important that you know and understand these laws and trust in them and live by them? Because you're living by them now. Doesn't matter who you are. You're living by them now. But if you're ignorant of them, then what you're likely doing is you're cooperating with universal laws in ways that cause you to produce experiences that you don't want. So to try to really break this down and really make this super crystal clear to you, depression is governed by laws. Anxiety is governed by laws. All sickness and disease are governed by laws. Unhappiness is governed by laws. Poverty is governed by laws. Failure is governed by laws. Being overweight is governed by laws. Toxic relationships are governed by laws. Whatever you could think of. There are laws that's govern it, so governing your experiences. So if you're unhappy because you are living by the laws that govern unhappiness. If you're in a toxic relationship, if you just find yourself one relationship after the next is toxic, unhealthy, it's because you are living by the laws that govern toxic, unhealthy relationships. If you're in poverty, if you're broke, if you're poor, if you're struggling financially, It is because you are living by the laws that govern poverty and being broke and being poor and financial struggle. Like, does that really, like, I hope that makes it crystal clear. Now, of course, you're not wanting the results you're getting. You're not wanting to be in toxic relationships. You're not wanting to be in unhealthy relationship after unhealthy relationship. And if that's you, you've probably tried to figure like, what the fuck? Why do I always end up in relationships like this? Why do I always end up with people like this? Like, you're not wanting to be poor, be broke, live paycheck to paycheck, to struggle, to not have enough money to pay your bills. Or if you have enough money to pay your bills, to have nothing left after that. Like, these are not things that people are praying for and hoping for. These are experiences that you don't want. People aren't wanting to be overweight and obese and sick in their bodies. People aren't wanting to suffer disease and to be in pain and to not even be able to walk, be confined to a wheelchair, or have to use a walker to get around, or a cane. This is not what people want. But the reason people are having these experiences is because they are living by the laws that produce or create those experiences. And the only reason I can imagine that someone would do that is because they just don't know better. They don't understand that every day, everything they do, everything they think, everything they speak, they are following universal laws that will either produce sickness and disease or health, poverty and lack, or riches and wealth and abundance, stress, depression, anxiety, fear, worry, or peace and happiness and joy. I'm trying to make this as plain as I can. Whatever your experience of life is right now, everything you experience today, whether you loved it or hated it, whether you consider the experiences good or bad, some good, some bad, like whatever it was, reveals to you what laws you are living by, what laws you are obeying. You are creating your experiences. It's nobody else's fault. It doesn't even matter if there's another person involved. You are the sole creator of all of your experiences. And this is based upon what laws you're living by, what laws you're following, what laws you're cooperating with. And so because we're ignorant of the truth that our experiences are governed by laws, and since we are also ignorant of these laws, and thus we can't consciously practice these laws, by default, we create experiences that we never wanted and that we don't like. So the most important thing for you to know in this life is universal laws. They're really simple. Super, super simple. But it ain't about knowing them. It's about doing them. It's about practicing them. It's about living by them. And that's where it gets challenging. And this is where people say, it's hard. It's easy to get discouraged if you don't have the right mindset, especially if you're one to judge yourself for what you consider to be your failures. Or, when you feel like you're unsuccessful, when you feel like you didn't do a good job. But once you learn these laws, from there it's about practicing every single day, and you will get opportunities, unlimited opportunities to practice and get better at using these laws to achieve the results you desire. I hope I made that really crystal clear, and at this point, I just really want to say everything I said. I just want to say it again because I just really want to drive this point home. I really want you to get this and understand this, because understanding this is the key to taking control of your life, taking your power back, and just creating a life better than anything you could have ever even imagined. It's that important. And like I said, you're either on the good side of the law or you're on the bad side of the law. And when I say the good side of the law, that means that you are consciously or unconsciously cooperating with the laws of the universe to produce the results you desire. Hopefully it's consciously. And to be on the bad side of the law, which is where most people are, is when you're cooperating with the laws of the universe to produce undesired results, experiences that you don't want, experiences that you don't like. You're creating a life that you don't like because you're ignorant of these laws, and just becoming aware of these laws and then practicing them and just getting good at living by them. Turn your whole fucking life around. So I'm gonna wrap that up here. And if you have thoughts on that, I'd love to know what you think about that. So if you care to, drop your thoughts in the comments. If you have just feedback, if you have input, if you have a perspective on that, if you have questions, like whatever it is, if you want to talk about it, just drop it in the comments.